Shall I get it?
No. Yeah?
This is me. You don't need to worry about Blue anymore. It's dead. Did you hear me? I said that.
I heard you. Not on the phone. Never on the phone. You understand me, bright boy?
Yeah, right.
All right, I want to see you. In person.
I figured.
Now!
Look, there's something that I need to know. Ron?
$10:30. This all happened before 10:30, and he's just telling me about it now.
Can't believe the guy had the guts.
I knew he had the guts. I just wish he had some brains. Now remember, Lance, if the police trace him, Weaver takes the heat alone. Vince Cardello's son or not.
Russ, it's me. Russ.
Marianne, hi.
Hi, may I come in?
Listen, maybe you better not. I really don't feel well.
Well, I will make this visit short and to the point.
Look, it's really not a good time.
Russ, where were you last night?
I told you on the phone. I had business. I think you're some business. I'm sorry
Business.
that-
Right.
You know, I can't go into that. I told you before.
Right, there you go with that same line again.
Marianne, please.
No, Russ, listen, I'm not buying it anymore. I'm not buying a lot of things, especially our relationship.
I thought I heard someone stirring around down here.
Good morning.
What, is it in the Chronicle already?
Mm-hmm. Front page, and it's continued on page 15.
Kingsley man, victim in waterfront slaying.
Yep, Gene wrote it.
Oh.
You know, he mentions here at the end that the dead man was a suspect in Laurie's case.
Was shot in the chest at close range by a .38 caliber pistol. Blah, blah. Was found in warehouse 19 by Robert Blaine, a night watchman, at approximately 10:30 last night. Detective Sergeant John Brubaker, who is in charge of the case, say there are no immediate suspects in the slaying. Well, not that I doubted John's word, but it's a little more reassuring seeing it in print.
How did Laurie react when you told her?
was strange, really. I mean, she listened to what I said, but didn't acknowledge it at all. And when I asked if she heard what I was saying, she simply nodded yes, rolled over, and almost immediately went to sleep. What? Terry, why am I feeling so grateful that a human being is dead?
Is that really it? Or are you just relieved that the person you love the most in this world is finally out of danger?
Well, God forgive me, I wish my feelings were that pure. When John said that Laurie was going to have to face that animal in court, my reactions were the same as hers. I don't think I could have done that, Terry. I really don't know if I would have been able to control myself if I ever came face to face with that man. I mean, those aren't very pleasant thoughts, but it's the truth.
Well, it's the truth according to your perceptions here and now. But Ben, you've got to remember that this is a very emotional time for you and Laurie. And believe me, that anger is going to pass. And eventually, I think you're going to be able to forgive this man.
Oh, I don't know, Terry. I mean, that should be my reaction. I realize that, but I'm not going to add hypocrisy to whatever else I may be doing wrong here. I don't feel any sympathy. I don't feel any forgiveness. And I'm not going to pretend that I ever will.
We'll see.
Yeah,
Now, how about some breakfast?
sure. And Terry,
Yeah?
last night when you came home from work, I wasn't very pleasant to you. No, that's not the truth. I was downright rude.
And mean and irrational, too, but still my lovable son-in-law.
Yeah, well, you hit a raw nerve when you said that maybe I was more reluctant than Laurie to face what happened at her school that night. I think there's a great deal of truth in that. But now that this guy is out of the way, I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders or something. I just know that things are going to get better. And I want you to know I am very, very sorry for the way I acted.
You're forgiven. Now, how about getting that breakfast? I want to keep on schedule this morning.
Sure. Why, what have you got planned for today?
An attempt to get my dear sister out of debt.
Oh, that's right. You and Nancy are battling it out in court today.
Well, not very delicately put, but yes.
What is this? The big goodbye scene?
Yeah, I guess maybe it is.
What? Over a breaking of a dinner date? Come on, Marianne.
Russ, it involves a lot more than that, and you know it.
Look, please, Marianne. Not now.
Yes,
Not
now,
today.
Russ. I can't stand being involved in this lie that you're living.
Lie?
It's too much
Is that
for
what
me.
you think I have as a job, as a lie? I thought the Christians were to be thankful and everything.
Russ!
Instead of being thankful and everything, for me having a good-paying job, well, you're suspicious all the
Yeah,
time.
because you've kept silent at just the right times. You left just enough sentences unfinished. And then you sat back and had a good laugh while I made a fool of myself, drawing all the wrong conclusions.
I would never intentionally hurt you.
In case you think I'm assigning all the blame to you, I am furious with myself for being so incredibly gullible and naive. And I wouldn't have been if I wasn't so in love with you.
Please let me
No more explaining. Secret undercover work for the government. And I fell for it. Not that you'd be interested, but I'll tell you why I fell for it. I wanted to believe that I meant as much to you as you do to me.
do.
No more lies, Russ. When I realized how selfishly and callously that you use my feelings, that's what hurt the most.
You, Marianne. Oh, babe, I need your love more now than I've ever needed it before. Please? One more chance. One more chance, I promise.
On my terms? Russ, what do you really do for your father? See, under the circumstances, I think you can understand why I want you to have this back.
No, please.
Yes.
Look, Marianne, as much as I know you think otherwise, listen, I I love and care for you very much. Please. Please keep it. Please?
Gene, this is so silly. You only got 2 hours of sleep last night. Why don't you go back to bed?
I can, honey. I've got to finish that follow-up story. Come on. Hey, since when did you start reading the paper before making breakfast?
Well, since my favorite son became the star reporter on the Kingsley Chronicle, Gene, you did a marvelous job on that story, even if you were out half the night covering it.
Well, that's an occupational hazard.
Mama, can I read that?
Oh, certainly, honey. Gene, I want to ask you something.
Yeah, what's that?
Those 2 students of Laurie that you mentioned at the end.
Oh, yeah, Monk and Hernandez.
Well, what's going to become of them?
Well, even though they've been cleared of the attempted rape charges, they're still accused of breaking and entering.
So that means they'll still go to jail.
Well, now, Hernandez probably, because he has a past record that would be difficult for any judge to look on favorably. But with Monk, it's a different story.
Well, why?
Well, it's his first offense, and I think with a little persuasion, the judge might go easy on him.
Why are you so interested in him?
I don't know. I guess I see a lot of myself in him at that age. And also, too, because no one takes the time to look after him or show him how much they care. See, I was very lucky at that time having Mom. I think what Monk needs is someone positive in his life.
You.
Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, I see.
Tell you what.
What?
How would you like me to cook you the best meal you've ever had?
I'd love it. But would you do something else for me first?
What?
Open this.
Russ?
I wanted mine to be the first Christmas present that you got.
Russ, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's not much.
Yes, it is.
But it is, something to show you the way that I feel about you and the way that you live your life. I love you, Marianne. I give up things for you. Can't you do the same?
But you're asking me to give up what my religious beliefs, to not listen to what my conscience is telling me.
You're asking me to make a commitment to those religious beliefs when I don't think they're right for me.
So where does that leave us?
Hey, I'm sorry I didn't help you with the dishes.
That's all right. I guarantee you'll make up for it another time.
I'm sure.
So is Lori up yet?
No, she's still asleep. Listen, I wish you the best today in court.
Thank you. And if you remember, please say a prayer for me.
Done and being done.
Okay.
Bye-bye. See you
then.
later, Terry.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me. Terry, you've got a visitor. Listen, I would
hello,
love to
Marianne.
stay and chat, but I'm late as it is. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye, Ben. What brings you by so early this morning, Marianne?
Are you trying to get ready for work?
No, not really. I have a court date this morning.
That's even worse. Why don't I come by some other time?
No, wait a minute, Marianne. Now, something's obviously bothering you.
Yeah, but it can wait, really.
It's about Russ again, isn't it? Come on, let me take your coat.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Come on, sit down. Now, what happened?
I just can't be a party to his lies anymore, Mrs. Davidson. I tried convincing myself that he wasn't involved in anything illegal. And then I had to admit what a farce it all was.
Now, I assume you told him all this? And what did he say?
Nothing. He didn't deny it, and he didn't confirm it. He just told me how much he needed me.
And do you think that's a lie, too?
It has to be. If you care that deeply about someone, you don't abuse their trust like that, do you?
No, you don't.
What makes me even madder is after all that, after being lied to and then being made a fool of, I still can't help but think that I made the mistake in walking out on him. So I guess that makes me a bigger fool, doesn't it?
No. The commitment you made to him was very real. And though you may try to cut off all those feelings, it just isn't possible.
I don't even know what those feelings are anymore. I mean, how many times have I been through this?
Then use this time for an honest evaluation of just what you've had and just what you could have. You're very confused right now, Marianne, but you've got to be realistic. It may hurt, but not as much as what could happen later.
That's what I'm afraid of. Because I'm still in love with him, Mrs. Davidson.
Great breakfast, Mom, but I gotta get going.
Mom, I cooked half of that, thank you.
Oh, sorry, just reflex reaction there. And that time when you fried the bacon a little bit longer, huh?
Oh, why don't you go to work?
Oh, Jean, why don't you stop picking on the poor girl?
Never.
I still think you ought to go back upstairs and go to sleep.
I can't. Brew Baker promised me that he would talk to me this morning, only if I got down there in time before he started getting plowed under.
Well, you just remember, I told you so.
Jean, you're going to see Brubaker this morning.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to.
Well, could you find out something for me?
Sure, what's that?
Could you find out what's new on the case with Miriam? And has there been any news and anything you can do to find out?
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. You know, I'm still doing the story there.
Yes, and you've got my permission to be as sneaky as you want to, getting any information that you can. I'm just awfully worried about that girl.
Yeah, well, I'll do the best I can.
Oh, I wish she was home with us. Her and Babs both.
Hey, that reminds me. Does Webster know that Ben and Lori saw Babs up in Fairmont?
Oh, I called him the other day. You know, he was so relieved to find out that she's still safe.
Oh. I think I might just take a little drive up to Fairmont and talk to Babs. Somehow, I'd like to do an expose on this Ronnie Washington and the Prince. Clean this mess up once and for all. You know, make things safe around here so Babs can come back where she belongs.
Marianne? Hi, what's wrong?
Good morning, sweetheart. I didn't hear you come down.
You talking about Russ again?
Yeah, it's more of a mess than ever.
But I thought you said you loved him.
Yeah, that probably explains why it's such a mess.
Well, you know, when I was going with Russ, I think that I loved the person that I thought he could become.
And I still believe he can be. But I'm afraid that my walking out on him will bury that chance.
Marianne, you talk as if any kind of changes that have to be made are all your responsibility, and that just isn't true.
No, I realize that. But Lori, what if I meant to help bring some of those changes about? I mean, what if it's something that God wants me to do?
Is it? Is that what you're feeling?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I know I can't be a part of his lies and his deceitfulness any longer. If the Lord wants me involved, there can be no more compromising. But I'm still confused.
Hey, if it's any consolation, I've been there already, literally. So you can count on me to be there for any support you need.
So where is he already? You know, you're beginning to make me very nervous, Lance.
Yeah, well, college boy's beginning to make me very nervous. You talked to him over an hour ago and he hasn't shown up.
I'm very aware of that.
Listen, Ron, if I pulled a stunt like that, I wouldn't be hanging around here anymore.
Well, thank you, Lance. You have no idea how much I treasure your opinion.
Ron, I'm worried about something here.
What?
That Russ killing Blue. You think he was smart enough to take care not to leave any traces?
I don't know. I've been wondering that myself.
Especially the gun. You think he's smart enough to take care of that?
Let's hope so.
I mean, after all, Ron, what's your gun?
Well, judging from this morning's paper, there were no suspects, no clues, and no motives.
Well, maybe the police are holding something back. They do that kind of stuff all the time.
You know what I think your problem is, Lance? I think you're jealous of Weaver. You'd like him to fail, wouldn't you? That would make your position here all the more secure.
I don't need it.
And let me tell you something, my friend. He didn't fail. And I'm glad of it. I've come around a bit in my feelings toward Weaver. Coming up against Blue was no small feat. So I suggest a rearrangement of your attitude, my friend. Dissension among the ranks makes me very unhappy. Here, put this in your mouth. Maybe it'll keep it shut for a while.
Thanks. I'm gonna miss that little boy.
What? What was that?
It was nothing.
You're not getting sentimental on me, are you?
No!
Well, that's good.
Who could get sentimental about a little idiot boy like Blue?
That's better. Here.
What's this?
That's the address of Walter's restaurant in Fairmont. You do remember why that address is so important to us, don't you?
Yeah, that's where Babs works.
And if you'll also recall, I promised her to you just as soon as this job with Blue was cleared up. You still interested, Lance? Or does Russ Weaver get this job, too?
Join us each weekday for more of Another Life.